Most people think mouthwashing is scary because of the body horror, the disfigured face, the brutal imagery, the claustrophobic spaceship, but they're missing the real genius. Mouthwashing doesn't make you fear a monster, it makes you the monster, and you don't even realize it until it's too late. Over the next 10 minutes, I'm breaking down every psychological technique, wrong organ used to turn your brain against you. We're going character by character, scene by scene, to expose how this indie game achieved what AAA horror studios can't.
Nice.
Because this isn't just a game about a spaceship disaster, it's a game about how we lie to ourselves to avoid accountability, and by the end, you'll never look at the heroic protagonist the same way again. Let's start with the most important character, Jimmy. Your protagonist, your avatar, the man whose eyes you see through for 90% of the game. From minute 1, the game is conditioning you to accept Jimmy's perspective as truth. He's concerned about the crew, he's trying to fix problems, he's a responsible one stepping up after the crash. But watch this game carefully. Jimmy enters Aya's personal space without knocking, without asking. The game frames it as checking on crew morale. Now look at Anya's reaction. She's not relieved, she's uncomfortable. Her body language screams get out, but Jimmy, and by extension, you, interpret this as her being stressed out about the crash. This is the game's genius. It's showing you the truth in environmental storytelling while your protagonist's brain focuses on the main quest. And then there's the timeline manipulation. You're experiencing events out of order deliberately. Pre-crash parties, post-crash survival, Carly's perspective, Jimmy's perspective, and this party scene, it happens before the crash, but you don't know that yet. The game is training you to see these people as happy crew with Jimmy a part of the team. By the time you realize Jimmy caused a crash, you're already 3 to 4 hours deep. You've justified every decision, defend every action. The game made you complicit. He's not trying to save anyone, he's trying to rewrite the narrative so he's still the hero. And the game lets you believe it until it doesn't. Carly is the game's most tragic character and the most important mirror to Jimmy's illusion. Pre-crash, Carly is competent, respected, the crew looks to him for leadership, he's everything Jimmy wants to be. But here's a critical scene most players miss on first playthrough. Anya tells Carly about the pregnancy, about Jimmy, and Carly does nothing. He looks away, changes the subject, and tells her that they'll figure it out after they land. Then this conversation with Jimmy. Jimmy's panicking about the consequences and Carly tries to calm him down. Tells them that they'll handle it together. Carly sees Jimmy heading for the cockpit, realizes what's about to happen, and he's too late. Post-crash, Carly becomes Jimmy's perfect scapegoat. He can't speak, he can't move, can't contradict Jimmy's version of events. In this scene, the game stops being subtle here. You're not saving Carly, you're torturing him, keeping him alive because Jimmy needs someone worse off than himself. Someone to point to and say, hey, at least I'm not that bad. Watch Carly's eye in these later scenes. It's a part of him that can still move. And it's always watching Jimmy, judging and knowing. And the final result, Jimmy puts Carly in the cryopod and calls it saving him, but there's no excuse coming. Carly will drift into space conscious and agony, indefinitely. Jimmy gets to escape into death, Carly gets to suffer forever, and Jimmy frames this as heroism. Anya is a character the game wants you to overlook, and that's exactly the point. She's a ship's medical officer, competent, caring. She's the only one keeping Carly alive with limited supplies. In the first hour of the game, you learn that she's assaulted by Jimmy, and it makes you feel like terror. And then the crushing reality. She isn't just trapped in a tin can millions of miles away from home. She's trapped with her abuser, and she's pregnant by him. This recontextualizes the entire crash. Jimmy didn't just crash a ship because he was getting fired. He crashed it to escape this. Watch how Jimmy handles her needs. He controls the medical supply, he controls the food, he uses the chaos of the crash to tighten his grip on her. He frames himself as the provider, the good guy, while actively denying her the agency to make choices about her own body. Ultimately, Anya is the game's most tragic figure because she saw the truth before anyone else. She knew she wasn't going to be rescued. She knew that even if they were, Jimmy would be there. Her final act wasn't giving up. It was the only move she had left on the board to escape him. As Jimmy's guilt becomes impossible to suppress, reality breaks into the horse, the corporate mascot of the Pony Express. The mouthwash that they have is kind of like alcohol. It's a numbing agent. The more he drinks, the more the ship warps. The horse represents the corporate indifference that started this, but it also represents the absurdity of Jimmy's lies. If mouthwashing taught us anything, it's that the real horror isn't the jump scare, but the silence we keep when we should be speaking up. The stories we tell ourselves to live with our mistakes. If this deep dive helped you understand the game better, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more analytics. on games like this and more to come. I know I've been gone for a while, like I said in my last one, but it's just a lot of stuff has been going on. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see y'all later. Peace.